We're Michelle and Eamonn of Us and the Bus. We're a couple in our 30s who quit their jobs last year to convert an old school bus into a campervan, which we're now travelling around Europe in. In the last 5 months, we've travelled from Ireland into France, down through France to Switzerland, Italy, and down to Sicily. We then went to Sardinia, across into Spain, and then to Portugal. If you like this week's video, make sure to give it a like and hit the subscribe button if you want to follow along with our journey.
In this week's slightly shorter video, we're going to show you two very unique towns in the Antequera Mountains, Setenil de las Bodegas and Ronda. And along the way, we have a pit stop just showing you some of the slightly less glamorous side of living in the bus.
We arrived to Setenil fairly late and it was quite a stressful evening. We were looking to park for a night and we tried 5 or 6 different places.
Yeah, they were all few and far between, and we kind of drove around, checked out a few different spots.
We almost got the bus stuck at a stage. I think it was a bit of a dirt track.
It got late and then it was dark and we'd arrive somewhere and think, oh, no.
So we did that. We headed to Setenil first.
Yeah, you can kind of see the stress of the night before still hanging over us. There's
I don't think we were,
some grumpy audio.
Yeah, I don't think we were too friendly to each other.
No, we couldn't even agree on the size of the town.
Took the coffee to settle.
Yeah, and the day got better and we were best friends by the end. So just finishing up a nice coffee. Setenil de las Bodegas. Basically just a couple of streets.
Well, it's not basically just a couple of streets.
Well, it is just a couple of streets.
Well, no, it's a big town.
Yeah, but the really interesting part is just a couple of streets.
Yeah, there are a lot of other ones that aren't just this main bit.
Yeah, but this is the only bit that's built into the clay.
It does a real disservice to say it's basically
here, like now it's done. That's what I'm saying.
Fair enough. So we're on one of the couple of streets for a coffee, which is absolutely, it's so cool. Go on, you can take over again.
Well, we don't know much about it, but from what we read, it's a prehistoric town that's been here since the 16th century.
Yeah, these houses have all, like obviously they're all painted and fresh, but they've been here since the prehistoric times, as Michelle said. And it's so busy, there's so many people here, the street's been so busy. But you can get nice wee coffees, beers, whatever you want in this little main street. Seems like most of the shops are restaurants and bars.
Ceramic shops and studios and stuff. And it's all built along a little river as well.
Yeah. But really cool. Our guide, when we were doing the Camino del Rey, mentioned it to us, and it's so worth going to if you're in the Ronda region or in Malaga.
It's near Ronda. I think we're going to go there next to 20-minute drive.
Yeah, 20 minutes away. Setenil is a lovely little spot. It's so interesting the way the buildings are just all built into the cliff and
really
under the
incredible.
rock faces. So it took us about probably 30 minutes to walk around the main area in the main town and see the little shops.
Yeah, it's just for a potter about and to take it all in and really experience that it's built into the rocks.
The corner of the bar is this wee well thing for good luck. We were just talking about all our money problems, so I don't know, you're not allowed to say what you're wishing for, but let's hope this solves it.
It's really interesting. We sat under and had a coffee. We saw a couple of like ceramic shops that dragged you into some shops
Michelle
with plates.
always wants to go into the little shops of the local artists, which is fun, just every single one of them sometimes.
They were very interesting. And so it was all along a nice little river. And
sat people watching for ages. It was
good.
a real busy little town for it being quiet. Just those main streets were really thriving. So
I think there are a lot of hikes and walks around that area if you were to stay longer, but it's definitely not like a 2-day trip. Like we did it all happily in sort of half an hour. There's a cute little train that runs through as well.
Give us a beat. So Michelle found this place. You see loads of campervans and motorhomes.
Big flat free parking area. I think it's put on by the local municipality, whatever that means.
Again, it's something Spain does so well that we don't have at home. But I think there's actually free electricity, which I've never seen before.
Yeah, free hookup.
But there is also this spot here that we pulled up onto is the waste disposal place. So this is where you can get rid of your grey water, your chemical toilet, and also you can fill up with fresh water. So Michelle got the short straw, I'm filling up the water, and Michelle's emptying the toilet. Important steps.
Gloves are going on.
Get the gloves on.
This job actually is not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Some setups are better than others for emptying it. So hopefully this one's nice and clean.
Yeah. It's very handy as well, the girls don't poo.
Yeah, that is so handy. Okay, so I haven't really seen this setup before. But basically, just a big hatch.
Oh, the waft off that. Ugh.
Right. So we just got a comfortable set toilet. It just falls out. Always disturbingly heavy. And then, oh god, everything goes out this pipe at the front. So this screws off. And this is just like everything's in here.
Lots of poos and peas.
Yeah, basically.
Don't spill them in your socks.
I know. Open this door. Oh, God. I can't really talk right now. Tip it in, try not to look. And then there's a tap in here as well, so try to hold my breath. Use that to rinse it out. And dip it again. And then we fill up our toilet with chemicals. We have a flush and everything.
Job done.
Yeah, and usually that'll do us for about a week, 10 days.
Yeah.
Depending on what kind of week we're having.
It can last longer if we park somewhere with public toilets and things available. We try to use those, but we haven't had that recently, so it's been a bit more rapidly filling up.
Oh, the noises.
This isn't for the toilet. This is your potable water on the same machine, which or on the same unit, might put some people off. Peeing poo to one side and you're drinking water to the other, but you generally keep them very clean. And we haven't been bad so far. So I'll get the water filled up while Michelle finishes doing that. And here we're just filling up the flush part of our toilets. This is our little flush container because we have an electric flush toilet. We bought a water inlet when we went to build a bus. One of these ones that comes with a lock on it. So it just means that if someone opens up this little hatch here, they can't actually get into our tanks. That just spins. And the reason for that is you never know, someone immature or young could come along and think they're doing a prank and spray something into your water, but it could obviously end up being fairly dangerous and leave you fairly sick. So we've one that comes with a key, and it just means you have to use that when you want to get this off. It's just a bit safer, and it means you kind of know that no one accesses your water inlet. And inside we have our different water level gauges. So that's our grey water, which we've been emptying, and we've just seen go down as we're parked up here. And then this is our fresh water, and you can see that it's just slowly filling up. So we were nearly at empty, but we can just watch it fill up from the inside, and once it gets to full, we turn off the supply.
And then once we were done there,
yeah, we took a quick drive to Ronda. I have no facts about Ronda. Do you have any?
I have no facts. There are lovely views. I believe there's some kind of big bridge we're going to see. And
I have seen that actually in the Google images.
It's just a nice town.
Yeah, it looks lovely. We've our rain jackets on for the first time probably in what? I don't know, ages?
Yeah.
A month?
It's just kind of threatening, and the forecast says rain, but sometimes here that just means
yeah,
like spit for 5 minutes.
We're up in the mountains.
You can see a few dark clouds.
Yeah. Michelle's saying it's built on the side of a cliff, so there are really good views. We're just walking down to them here.
Oh wow, look at this.
Yeah, unreal. So we're going to walk down to the edge here.
Beautiful.
I'll probably put this on time lapse. I'll be like, come down to there. Oh Jesus. Flip me.
Wow.
Yeah, whoa.
Come on. You got it.
cool. Look at that. That's unreal. Beautiful.
Views are amazing.
Nice, some drop.
Ronda was a bigger town than Setenil, so we spent a bit more time there. And in terms of a balance, if you're going to do both in one day, it's definitely doable, but you'd want a little bit more time in Ronda than Setenil. It all sort of centered around a big bridge, this big cool viaduct sort of style bridge in the middle of the town. So if you go down, you're taking me down with you.
That's pretty cool and all, but
No.
these tires are listen.
Hey. Wow.
Oh, that is cool. And also, there are viewpoints from all around.
Yeah, so that's sort of what we spent the time doing, just wandering around.
Walking from one viewpoint to another and taking it all in.
Which was brilliant.
Class,
That's cool. Yeah, really cool spot.
All along the different viewpoints, there are lots of restaurants and eateries and
a lot of shops
pubs.
again.
Yeah, so you can just spend the day sitting with great views, nice beer, wine, food.
Yeah.
If you want to, as Michelle said, you could probably spend more time in Ronda. If you were going to one, it would be a slightly better base, but they're so close to each other.
Yeah.
And they're both very unique.
There is, underneath the bridge, there were people like putting on helmets and stuff to do some kind of climb, but we had just done the Caminito like days before that, so we weren't really interested. But it looked good, it looked interesting, probably worth checking out if you go there.
I think the views are slightly more impressive from above than below, but
yeah, it's strange actually that the climb is kind of underneath the bridge.
Yeah, but still, it's a big valley, and I'm sure would be exciting to do. We just weren't as bothered.
Yeah. And then that was kind of our day. So we did them both, and then we had been in the mountains at that point for a while. So we were itching to get back to the coast, and we saw the weather was set to be quite nice. So it was time for a few more beach days.
Marbella.
Yeah, Marbella.
See what it's all about, and get a day on the beach. And there's a mountain there that you can climb. So
let's see about doing that.
Short and sweet this week, but thanks for watching, and make sure you give it a like if you did enjoy it, and subscribe as well if you want to see any of our future videos.
Drop us a comment as well about what you enjoyed or things you'd like to see in future videos. We're really trying to take that all on board. I'll see you next week. Bye.